Welcome back, guys. Another tuning session today, but before I want to show you what's going on in the shop. It's been a mission to get all these projects out, but we got the EJ fully assembled, ready to put into the car. The car's on the left. We got Jose's 2.0 long rod going. The DSM, somebody asked on the in the channel what's going on with that. We are still just doing the electrical work, and he has some body issues. I think he has like a crack somewhere. Ignore the mess, because everything's going to go on the engine, and then we're going to put it on. But today we're tuning, I think, an MR today. Let me just show you what was going on over there. You paid?
Yeah, this is after what I paid.
Okay. All right. Today we have Cruzito's car, that white MR from Wisconsin. Yeah, don't look at that car. Don't look at that turbo. But we are tuning that. So a little history on that car. Wiring on Vank's cars going on. Can you lower the volume with your mumble rap, please? Thanks. Let me borrow your light for 2 seconds. I'll give it back.
Things all finished up. We just tested them.
And it changes channel?
Yeah, you can see it.
All right. So he hooked up the, what is that, the ACD7. He didn't order the one with, he wants everything flat, so we had to remote mount the switch to change the channel. Ooh, oh, he asked for that Mitsubishi sign, so I actually made that go. Yeah, I gave him 4 pages. The other 2 are for alarms and stuff like that.
And then the reset flashing.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Good job. All right. Okay, so this car actually came to us a while back with an, I guess, an SSP build trans, or at least the dry sump, the heated sump. But he had no engine, so we got him an OEM engine used, of course, thanks to my boy Jonathan Baez. Hit him up if you need anything. But awesome dude, very honest. So either way, we gave him an engine, and then we realized he has previous blown motor, not by us. I don't know what was going on, but he basically blew his motor. He had a GT X3076, I guess. And we saw that the turbo was blown as well. I think the motor took the turbo out.
All right, Cruzito, this is your Garrett turbo. We were gonna put it on today, but we had ran into this problem where we noticed some of your fins were chopped up. Not all of them are, but majority look pretty trashed. But it is still balanced, it's not moving, but that's a big problem.
So he's got a, what is it, MHI 81, the 18G? Yeah, 18G, sorry. So now he has a 18G with a tubular manifold. He has probably my most hated injector in the market, which is the FIC 1650 high Z's. I hate them. Most of the time I just turn the client down, like either you change the injectors or I'm not tuning you. Those are Bosch injectors that's been on recall. A lot of people will understand what I'm saying. If you've been having issues with those injectors, I'm telling you those are bad injectors. Either way, he has a 3.5-inch MAF. Actually, no, he has a 3-inch intake with a 3.5-inch MAF housing. He has a 450 in pump in tank. And then today we're going to dyno him just on 93. I wish he would get new injectors and maybe an E85 tune as well. I think this could do good. But going forward, I think we're going to do a little game, or not game, just a understanding of what each car's limiting factor is. So for example, it's either fuel, or fuel related or clutch or something. In this case, I feel like it is the 93 octane that's going to keep his turbo from being maxed out. Obviously, stock block, he should be fine with 500, but he's not going to make that on 93. So that's going to be the limiting factor. Obviously, clutch condition is always a factor as well. So let's see what comes first. All right, let's just put him on the dyno, and hope you guys enjoy. All right, so we're gonna do some initial runs. I'm gonna check his third gear first, and then probably do it on fourth. All right, for this I gotta do Super Sport. So the first one went pretty well. You can tell that the exhaust gas is coming out from the middle of his car. That's because he has a exhaust cutout, and it's not really operating right now. Also, the noise is a little weird too. Same thing. The exhaust cutout is like kind of open and is stuck that way. Doesn't really hurt performance because it's all the way to the end. He has a cutout. Exhaust cutout, which is, I don't know, it's just loud for no fucking reason. Clutch is not slipping that much. So it's not really slipping. I'm still going to take off some of the pressure ramp up subtraction. He also has a bit of high oil pressure. His venturi is not, he's running a 450, but his venturi is not drilled out, and in his specific setup he needs it. Some do, some don't. I can't answer why some do and some don't.
Link engaged.
On this run, I didn't really go all the way because he was leading out a little bit past 65. So I decided to back it up, and then basically I'm going to add some fuel now. So I'm hitting like 23, 24 pounds of boost right now, and I added some fuel and it really woke the car up. Again, this is 93, completely stock motor, both head and block. And this on a GSR will probably be like 25 more horsepower right now. The SSP Trans just rob, Vic, and steal your power. He's running 32 wastegate duty cycle, which is pretty low, and he's hit just 23 pounds so far. Again, E85 would solve all his problems. And fuel injector, because he got shit. So on this run, I just basically increased the timing in certain areas where I felt like the car needed it. And still the boost is 23, 24, maybe 1 PSI more. And basically these are the final numbers. I don't think I should push it anymore with this fuel that I have. And this is on a GSR, probably a little bit more horsepower, probably like 420 or something like that. But the customer actually wants the car to be healthy, reliable, and just a little bit of oomph, and he's not really looking for massive power at this point. Hence the tune only on 93. I want to take this time to kind of go over a few things that a lot of people have been asking me and I see online. I'm going to compare these runs that I just made with virtual dyno. By no means am I bashing anyone that uses virtual dyno, because I myself use it. You kind of have to when you do E2, but it is a reference point. But I do get into a little bit of argument with people, or a little bit of debating that, oh, virtual dyno is very accurate. It's accurate enough where it's useful, but I personally don't feel it's like accurate. And to be honest, what dyno is, you really don't know if these things are reading exact horsepower that the car is pushing out. That's a huge variable by itself. So I want to take this time to compare and how I use virtual dyno and why you kind of have to use it and what to look out for. So I got the virtual dyno pulled up. You can download this online. Just Google it and it'll be there. So first I want to create a profile because there's multiple runs. I don't want to basically keep loading the information. So I already did that. I'm going to show you how to do that, which is you just add profile. You click this button, you put the person's name, Cruzito, and I'll put 2. He has a Mitsubishi Evolution MR. I'm sorry, not an MR. Not a GSR, MR. Okay, and we did all the runs on 4th gear, but you don't have to do this now. You could do that later. I am 300 pounds. Please, no jokes. And the car is 2010, and I want to save this profile. Okay, now I want to load all my files, and you see Cruzito's log. I just saved the last 4. I didn't do all 5 of them, but I'm gonna load it, and then Cruzito 2, that's the one we made, and that's gonna auto set everything. Okay, now a couple of things. These are corrections. When you add a correction, as you can see all the stuff here, when you add a SAE correction, it'll tell you what it's compensating for, temperature and whatnot. So if you see a virtual dyno somewhere using this company's virtual dyno, and you don't see this, that means the SAE is not on. And as you can see, there is a bit of a difference. Not too much, because I did these runs on Dyno Jet, where it wasn't on a road, so it was just like smooth and everything picked up and whatnot. So I'm gonna click SAE. As you can see, you got to put the weight, whoever's doing the runs, make sure this is correct and this is as accurate as possible. And it wasn't 77 degrees, it was more like 32 in the shop at the time. It was really cold. And I'm gonna change all that. Okay, right off the bat you can see the virtual dyno saying I made 427 horses. And let me see if I can get a side by side of that. Here, dyno. This is the actual dyno. that was done. My screen is not too big. Okay, this is the actual dyno, and this is the virtual dyno. As you can see, there's a big discrepancy. Again, the way I would use this is, hey, you know, this is not an order, just excuse that. So as you can see, the horsepower difference is pretty similar from this run, the actual run. So what is it, like 10 horsepower here, and you get a 10 horsepower here, right? 75 to 85. So that is accurate. This is like, you use this as a baseline, see if what you're doing is actually making a difference. As far as this being accurate, it's not accurate, but then again, I got nothing to compare it to, so I can't really say anything, right? It's just a reference. That's all a dyno is a reference. So don't bug out. So if you went into I don't know, a hub dyno, which people say reads very high, and compared to other dynos it does, or a Mustang dyno, it really doesn't matter what you make. It's what you came in with and how much horsepower extra you're making afterwards. That's all that is for. So I want to end that debate right now. I mean, I personally use VD dyno all the time. I kind of have to when I'm e-tuning people. And it's an awesome tool, but don't take any of these numbers, the Dyno Jet, Mustang dyno, or VD dyno too hard. That's not what it's for. So if I also take the SAE away, you're gonna see the difference that it makes because of the temperature is now being edited. Also, even if you have this on, I'll show you where this can make a difference, which is the barrel, right? We're making 385 with the correction. Let's put 35. Let's see what happens. I'm making less. Now let's put less pressure. 27. I'm making more. So these are all relative, and this is just again, a reference point. I cannot emphasize that enough. And if you really want to take it to heart, make sure that this legend or this here matches where you are, and you can look everything up because you were sending it to people who are tuning you, so you know what temperature and what everything is. But again, this is a reference. I cannot emphasize that enough.
You gotta be aggressive with it.
I remember, put it in super sport mode. So Cruzito has never owned an EVO, and I'm basically showing him how to use the SSP Trans. It is a bit complicated. There's several modes and ways to drive, and he was very upfront about it. Like, hey, I bought this car. I don't know what's going on. Can you help me out and treat it properly? So I'm basically showing him how to do all that.
Yeah, because my thing is not racing. My thing now, like I got a TikTok thing, and I'm getting kind of famous there. I'm trying to do videos, but just like car shows, car events. That's it. That's my thing, man. I'm trying to buy this year white body kit for it too.
You should.
Yeah.
And a 3,000 chip.
3,000.
Yep.
Okay.
Shit again. Hit it. Shift up.
This one?
Shift up.
Up?
Yep.
Hey, I didn't understand it, but.
Thank you guys for watching. This was a pleasure. His car needed a lot of support and help, and I'm glad that we were able to give him that kind of support. And we're still in contact. We're still advising the client. Any issues that he has, he reaches out to us. We help him out. So thank you guys again for watching. Keep the love coming. Don't forget to subscribe. It really does help. Until next time, please be kind to one another. That's all it is. It's just us in here.